Now I'll get the ingredients ready for the topping. I'm gonna chop up a good amount of fresh parsley. Adds a lot of green. I love doing parties with Missy. She's gonna bring her world-famous cupcakes. They are amazing. She's also gonna bring some jalapeno poppers for another appetizer and a big old batch of creamy mashed potatoes. All right, got the parsley all minced. Now the butter's melted by now, so I'm gonna add a whole bunch of minced garlic. These are very, very flavorful mushrooms, and garlic is part of the main reason for that. I also have a bunch of sliced green onions. Sprinkle those in, along with the parsley. Now, part of what makes this topping so incredibly delicious, I pour in a good amount of wine. I'm using white wine. Oh, I need to take a moment to savor this. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I just need to let this cook until the wine reduces a bit. I'm gonna grab the mushrooms out of the fridge. I already prepped them earlier today. I didn't want to save everything until the last minute. These are just regular white button mushrooms. I pulled out the little stems, and then I sauteed the caps in a little butter just to give them some moisture. Then I cut up some brie, put little bitty wedges in each cap, and they're all ready for the topping. So I'll turn the heat off, and then I'll just use a spoon and put this topping all over the mushrooms. Just kind of sprinkle it, let it go where it wants to go. They are utterly irresistible. I can't promise I'm not gonna have 5 or 6 or even 7 tonight. Okay, now I'm gonna put the mushrooms into the same oven with the shrimp. I'm just gonna bake them until the cheese is all melted and the mushrooms are nice and tender. The appetizers are ready to come out of the oven. They smell amazing. Oh, I can't wait to have a couple of those.
I am going to make a dippable chip out of Brie cheese.
Stop it. What do you stop it?
Have you seen this?
No.
What?
I like
No.
you DJing today, Katie. Yeah, you're gonna fall in love with this. I'm gonna show you how to make my easy Brie Brittle with fig dip.
Oh, I'm so here for this.
So Jeezy has already begun. He is getting some juice from an orange, a couple of navel oranges, no seeds.
OJ
don't have to worry about
gravy.
it. Yeah, you know I love OJ, right?
I was gonna say it.
Orange juice
You
is
said
just, it's so important in my kitchen because if you ever need liquid, why don't you add flavor instead of water, right? And so what I'm gonna do is loosen up this fig spread. You can loosen it with water if you want, but why not give it a little bit of, you know, with some orange juice, some fresh orange juice. So Jeezy's doing that for me. Then also there's some time if you can pick the leaves and just chop them down if you need to for me. I'd appreciate that. But before we do that, I wanna get the cheese cooked. Okay, I'm gonna show you what you do now. These are tiny little Brie bites. You've seen these.
I've seen them.
I love them.
I'm going to, now sometimes you'll see they already have lines in them from how they're resting on the cloth. And I'm just gonna go in and 50% that line, if you will, right?
Ooh.
So halfway through that line, you can see. And this works best if they're cold. This is a parchment paper.
So you're just slicing them up.
Just slicing them up.
Could you do this with a big wheel of Brie and
You
slice
could
it
do
up?
it with a big wheel of Brie, but 2 things, okay? One, obviously, you're gonna have to cook it a little bit longer. And when you're doing it with a big wheel of Brie, you're going to sometimes miss the full coverage of the rind, right? When you go through
That's
it.
what keeps it intact.
Yeah,
I see
want to
what you're
hold it
doing.
together,
Right,
yeah?
I see.
Wow.
So these little bites. And these bites are starting to
Science
show
chef.
up, right?
I
At the
mean-
grocery store. Before it'd be hard to find
Architecture.
them, but these cute little bites are showing up.
Oh, I see my kids snack every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrapped individually, it's perfect.
So now, kind of like cookies, you want to give some space on your plate or tray here. Make sure that your plate or tray is microwave safe.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
whoa. Stop the clock.
He didn't hear me.
Microwave safe, he said.
Yes. So I'm going to microwave these Brie slices.
What?
Yes.
Hey,
For
Jeffrey
about-
puts fish in the microwave. It's okay.
Put
Thank
everything in the
you.
microwave.
Yeah,
You can put Brie
GZ.
in there.
And don't forget, not only does he microwave his fish, he microwaves his eggs.
And asparagus.
Yes. Okay, so about 3 minutes until they're slightly golden
So
and
there.
puffed up.
Oh, I don't understand what's
can't
gonna happen.
wait.
No idea.
It's
Zero
gonna
idea.
explode.
Did you just do this at Le Cirque?
Well, while that is microwaving and Jeezy's probably gonna eat bits of brie,
I am, because you left it right in front of me.
I'm gonna show you how to make a really quick dip. I mean, think about it. If you have like a charcuterie board or a cheese board, you're always gonna have some fig spread.
I'm so excited. I love figs and cheese.
Same.
Oof.
I'm so
Same,
hungry. I've done
same.
nothing but
So
snack today,
good.
so it keeps you like, I'm like still hungry. You know what I mean? Even though I'm snacking.
Some of that fresh orange juice.
Oh,
Maybe not all of it. I've got some golden raisins
Hey now.
chopped down. Can add them in there. Let them plump up.
I can hear things happening in that
Can you?
microwave.
Don't look. Just wait.
No,
You
I
won't
What would
can look.
believe
happen?
it.
Like,
Sous
could
chef, I
you
can
just
look.
do those in the oven and cook them longer?
There's something about the fast cook that really
Uh-huh,
makes it puff up. The air comes out of the cheese and makes it crisp. So I would recommend just
Okay.
microwaving
in Italy,
it.
they fry, make little frito with
Yeah,
Parmesan cheese.
exactly. A little bit of white wine vinegar went in. A little pinch of salt. Come back in here with some black pepper.
Boulders of black pepper.
Yeah, I like to loosen it up. That's my move right there. But this is really just to rehydrate. That orange, you can also add the zest in if you like, but that orange just kind of adds a little bit of to it because I feel like fig spread is thick, it's super sugary, you know, and brie is also got like this kind of creamy, heavy flavor, so it's nice to come in here and hook it up with a little bit of tart. So after this cooks down a little bit and it reduces, it's gonna come back to a nice...
What a great smell.
Yeah, don't you love it? The smell of brie.
Sunny, this might be like the most excited for a dish
Yeah?
I've been the entire
Listen,
day.
sometimes when you're just hanging out online and you see these people doing these trendy things, sometimes it's just like, no, it doesn't pass the snuff test.
And
But
then
this-
every once in a while, it's like, oh my gosh,
Uh-oh, with
brie
6
chips
seconds.
in the
Yeah?
microwave.
Are we 6 away?
2,
Oh, man.
1.
Two. What?
Okay. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
All right,
Mind
there goes our
blown.
dip.
Oh man.
All
I don't
right.
even know what it's gonna look like.
Oh, snap.
Is it warm?
Is it warm?
No, I mean,
well,
do
let
you
me
have to let it
introduce you to
cool?
the microwave.
Yeah, I mean, am I
So
gonna blow them?
You're gonna let some cool.
So great.
It's like
And
pumped
then-
up.
sponges.
So I've got some right here
They
that
look
have cooled
identical.
down.
Who came up with this? Like, who is?
Listen
Who
to
was
this.
sitting around
Are you ready?
thinking, let me microwave
Listen,
my brie?
listen.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like a little crostini almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
see those videos where people are like,
Oh, yeah, that's the big thing.
ASMR.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Best cheese cracker.
Will you pass down some of the warm
Yes,
ones, too?
I
I,
will.
want to try
Yeah,
one.
we're
Yeah,
play
yeah,
some
yeah.
warm
Also,
ones.
feel warm as well. Put the warm
Wow.
on the outside.
I'll
I
tell
mean,
you.
someone had the munchies when they did this. I'll just put it that way.
Hello.
Listen, man.
Sonny, if you put a little piece of prosciutto on that,
Would be
Also-
so crazy,
Oh.
right?
So excited.
Oh man.
honestly,
Just
that's a great.
the whole
You like?
thing down.
I mean, you know, internet's not all bad.
No, it's not. Some of this stuff works, and
I
we're
always-
sitting there. We're doing
yeah.
it for you guys.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
man.
punch of flavor.
It's so crazy.
All right, let me try this.
That is.
It's like those orange cheese crackers in the store. You know those really salty orange ones.
I mean, how quick and easy, too.
Super easy, 3 minutes. Obviously, you know, different microwaves, different timing, but you can see,
Thank you, chef.
of course, cheesy.
I mean,
Have fun.
not only in a dip, in a salad, in a soup.
Good idea.
You know,
In a salad.
I mean,
would
of
be
course-
Sprinkle it
awesome.
over the top.
my mind's saying like on a soft sandwich, like a soft roll with some like Parisian ham and that crispy on the bottom. To save my whole
Caesar
thing.
salad.
Oh, even better.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, this is beyond brilliant. I was a little skeptical at first. I didn't know how it was gonna come out of the microwave. If it was gonna be crispy or chippy, but it's everything you ever wanted.
Baked brie with mushrooms. So I've got butter and olive oil in a skillet, and I just added some onion, garlic, thyme, and rosemary, and I chopped them really fine, and I'm cooking the onions. They're already sizzling away. And then now come the mushrooms. Now I just need to cook the mushrooms for about 3 minutes. Okay, the mushrooms look great, so I'm going to pour in probably a 1/4 cup of red wine, and then I'm going to turn the heat way up and just stir these until they've absorbed basically all of the wine they can possibly absorb, and everything has been reduced. Look at those beautiful mushrooms. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to start on the baked brie process. So baked brie uses puff pastry. This is frozen puff pastry, And I let it thaw overnight in the fridge, and then I took it out about an hour ago, so it's pretty soft. So basically you want to pile the mushrooms right in the center, and then just a wheel of brie. I leave the rind on, it's just a personal preference. Kind of smush it into the mushrooms. And then you just bring up the sides of the puff pastry, and you are basically enclosing the brie in the pastry. So look. Now you can bake it like that, but I intentionally put the mushrooms on the bottom of the brie because I flipped it over and now they're on top. And then I have a simple egg wash, and it's just egg and water, and I whisked it together, and I'm brushing it all over the surface. So I'm gonna bake the brie at 375 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes until it's golden. Let's check out this beautiful baked brie. Oh, comes right off that parchment. How beautiful. So I'm just doing some circles of crostini. I'm gonna put a little sprig of rosemary on top. Got some cranberries. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think this is gorgeous, and it's just as perfect with, you know, like your spouse, your sweetie, as it is for a party. So it's just one of those things that no one ever doesn't love. So you've got to get in here and look at this, Alex. Look. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a lava flow. It's beautiful. I better get in here before it runs off the side. Look at this. And the mushrooms. Honey baby. Oh.
And we are baking this brie in a bread bowl. Starting with a great fresh bread bowl here, right? So we're gonna slop the top off of this.
What kind of bread is that, Jeff?
This is just regular white bread, French boule or whatever. You can, you know, just make sure it's round. You'll see why in a second, okay? So we're gonna go about a third of the way down, kind of lop the top off that, third of the way down. Now we're gonna save this for a little bit. Now we're gonna take our brie, kind of measure it up right in the center of that, and cut around the brie. Do you see what I'm getting at, Jeffrey?
Measure
Right?
twice, cut once.
Exactly. So we're gonna, right? So now we can return the brie back to our little board here. Now we got this nice little cut. You can use a serrated, depending on how soft and fresh. This is, you know, you don't want to use old bread for this. You do want it to be fresh, right? You want it to kind of have that chew and crackly nature to it. And then we're just gonna pull this out.
Jeff, it looks like you also cut the top off the brie and the bread.
Yes.
Both of them.
Good observation.
Shiny.
Sorry, we cut the rind off the top of the brie, so it's easier to dunk into and scoop.
Right.
That's a hard time. Once that brie hits room temperature, it's like you gotta saw through it sometimes. So this way, it makes the dunkability that much greater. Next, we take this habanero jelly, a spicy jalapeno jam.
love it.
Play around with it. This is just a great, sweet, spicy, you know, always pairs well with brie. We are gonna coat the bottom of this bowl here with that. So much fun, right? Now we're gonna put a little olive oil just to kind of leave a little more, you know, luxuriousness and a little fat in there. So now we're gonna take this and start all the way up to the kind of edge here. Make these little slits in there. So we're gonna make all those cuts. The brie goes right in the center. Since we measured it, it fits like a glove. Look at that. Nestle it in there. It's gonna melt, okay? I'm gonna hit this with a little more. Beautiful. And then we're gonna put the top on. Goes in the oven, 350 degrees for 20 minutes. And then the magic really happens, okay? All right, you ready?
I call the top.
Ready?
I call the top.
Stop it right now.
Look, show
I
that.
called the top.
That's going in a doggy bag. So I'm just gonna add some pomegranate seeds for some festive color and texture and tang. By all means,
We go
kids.
in there.
Look at that, just pulls right out of there.
Look at that.
I like how, Katie went for an apple.
I love the apple
Sonny,
brie.
epic.
I love the stinky brie thing. It's so good.
I could eat the whole
So
thing.
creamy and rich.
Pork chop smothered in brie. So, Mom, here's what we're gonna start with. Get a little bit of salt. We're gonna make a brine. Get a little apple cider vinegar. We got some sweetness, and that's about good. Thank you. We'll get a little cracked black pepper. We'll do some mustard powder, a little touch of that. We'll put a little bit of heat, chili flake, a little granulated garlic, a lot of granulated garlic, thyme, pork loves thyme. Get a little touch of that, dried thyme. If you have fresh thyme, use it. Okay, so let's see, all of that in. We'll give this a little stir. I'd like to let this brine go for 30 minutes if I can, but the key here is not adding too much liquid because I need to cool it down before I put the chop in, because if I put the chop in now, it's gonna poach. No poached chop. So anyhow, look at these beautiful chops, and you'll look at it, so you've got the bone here, but you got extra meat on this side and extra meat on that side. It's called a double cut chop.
Okay.
This chop weighs probably 12, 13 ounces. I mean, this is a big chop. Now what we're going to do is grab a piece of butcher twine. That's yours. And that's mine. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie this chop up. We wanna make it so we can kind of hold it together, firm it up. See how I wrap this around?
Uh-huh.
Then I'm gonna grab the string through here. And what this is going to do is it's just gonna tighten the eye of the chop to the bone. You good with it?
I'm working on it.
Okay, as such.
Uh-huh.
Dig that?
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you with that. Now, Mom, the idea is to pull them out, let them set on this tray. We're gonna pat them dry. We wanna grab some paper towel right there, and we're gonna pat these dry. Pat them dry so when they go into the pan, when they go into this cast iron skillet, they go in there and they don't sit there and kind of boil or steam in their own juices. All right, we're gonna hit a little bit of oil to this pan. Get some of this mess out of the way. Get some salt and pepper. There we go. And you can see that pan starting to smoke up a little bit there, Mom. Means we're hot. You want to flip those for me? Since you have the hands that are all porked up now. There we go. Pepper, a little salt. Okay, you want to rub that in, Mom?
Yeah.
All right. So you got that? You see the pan's nice and hot?
Yeah.
We're going to go in with the chop. We're going to sear it. And because we don't have a bunch of that moisture from when it was in its brine, it's not boiling. We're just gonna put a really nice crust on it. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna put a crust on both sides. We'll do a little sear here, and we'll do a little sear, we'll flip it, get it to the other side, and then we can finish it off in the oven. So Mom, look at the chops here. First we tied them off, then we brined them. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish them. You can grab me, let me get in here, Mom. We're gonna grab them, throw them on this pan. You see the brie right there?
Yep.
You wanna give me some slices of that brie? Oh, we are going to go French with it. So give me some, not the crackers and brie.
Like this?
Yep, just keep slicing them off. We're gonna lay the brie in here on top of this. If you're gonna treat your mom to some pork chop dinner, you gotta, take it French. Throw some brie on it. The brie's gonna melt over the top. So give me about 4 more of those slices. We look like Lucille and Ethel right now. Did someone bite into this? Oh no, you didn't cut that, okay. All right, and 1 more piece, Mom. I've got the oven preheated right around 350 degrees. You could go into the broiler if you want, but I want to finish cooking the chops as well. So I'll take that. You want to throw them right into the oven?
Okay.
Give me the blade, lady. Step away from the knife. Okay, so we've got that done. Now look at this, all this heat that's going on. I'm gonna hit a little bit of olive oil into this, and we are gonna take the pan drippings inside of this with some apple and... Mom, you would hand me an onion as well, please? Make a nice little sauce.
Yellow or red?
The yellow. Oh, it's gonna make a great sauce. See, I like all the flavor that's coming from the pan.
Yeah.
Those pork chops have been cooking in there, so to not lose that beautiful flavor, we're gonna go ahead and cook these apples and this onion up, and then this will make a nice little topping on top of the melted brie that's on top of the pork chop. How's your cocktail?
Could be refreshed.
Now the onions will go down, and look at these prime time chops. Pork chops that we brined. Then we tied them up to make them nice and tight so we keep the chop together. Hit a little bit of brie cheese on top, cooked them off. They're done. We'll let them rest. We're gonna build a little pan sauce with some Calvados brandy. Nice apple flavor to that. Let's see if we can get a little flambe. Woo, that's a far. Wow. Lucky I was down on the hair care products today. I might have been wearing a ball cap for the next show. All right, well, that's good. Pay attention at home, folks. It may flame up on you. Okay, but what's happening there's not a lot of liquid in there, so the alcohol has a chance to evaporate quicker, and that will cook off the alcohol but leave the great flavor. Now a little chicken stock. Huh? What do you think of that? We didn't know the grand finale was coming. Little chicken stock into this pan sauce. Apples and onions already in there. There we go. Stir that around a bit, let it reduce. I'm gonna put that over the top of the chops, melting a little bit butter to this sauce. Mom, if you wanna go ahead, if that's mixed, just kind of lay it right, just pour that right in the middle there. Let that continue to work. Bring the chops over. The melted brie, you can see the rind of the brie there. Right on. That looks beautiful, Mom. Okay. Chop for Madre. A little bit of that pan juice there as well.
Is it Tuesday?
Okay, watch out, Mom, coming over here with some of this apple mix.
Yum.
Right on top. Go ahead and cut into one of those chops. Tell me what you think, Mom.
Smells so good. Really good.
Brining of the chop. Huh? Would we have had more pork chops as a kid if we would have brined the chop?
Probably.
Gooey Brie Crescent wreath. So it started out with good old crescent rolls from the can that you buy in the refrigerated section of the grocery store. And I actually separated all of the little triangles first. And then I put a bowl in the center of a parchment-lined sheet pan. And I am gonna make sort of a star going around this bowl. I'm gonna keep going until I've got all the triangles on the pan. I got all these laid out, so look at this, Alex. I'm going around where all of these pieces of crescent dough are overlapping, and I'm just pressing them to kind of close the seams and give us a little flat surface to work with. Okay, so for one of the cranberry elements, I'm doing cranberry jelly, and I'm gonna spoon probably a total of 1/3 cup on the solid section. All right, and then I'll kind of smear it around. And the bowl comes in handy because then you don't get the gooey stuff in the very center. All right, and then the brie. Oh my gosh, I love brie cheese. I've just got a wheel of brie that I cut into pieces. You can cut the rind off if you want to, but you don't have to. Delicious. The combination of brie and cranberry is pure magic. And then I've got some pistachios, which is so great, both from a crunch and flavor perspective, but also from a color perspective. And then for a second cranberry punch, dried cranberries. All right, so now I'm gonna take out the bowl, if I can. There we go. And then I'm gonna fold the end over into the center, and then you just tuck the little point neatly. And then I'm gonna do the same thing all around, and I'm gonna try to leave as few gaps as I possibly can. Okay, so I got that all formed, and you can see, Alex, there really aren't any big gaps, because just think of the gaps as a breach.
A brie.
Through which the brie can ooze, and you don't want that to happen. So after you've got the wreath formed, I've got a beaten egg, and I'm just gonna brush the egg over the surface of the very fine crescent roll dough. All right, and then after you get it totally brushed with egg, sprinkle on some rosemary.
Wow.
Oh, wow, the flavors are amazing. And this is so perfect right before Thanksgiving meal if everybody comes to your host's house really hungry. All right, and then some sea salt. All right, let's put this into the oven. Look how cool this looks.
It looks so good.
It's gonna bake at 375 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes. And you are gonna fall madly in love with what it looks like. All right, Alex, look how beautiful.
Wow.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Turned out so beautiful.
It really did. And so I'll show you how I like to serve it. I've got a little tray. You definitely want to let it cool before you transfer it off the pan, just to make sure it's not too soft and gooey. So
wow. Great work.
get it onto the tray. And then if you're serving it right away, This is how I like to do it. So the first thing is a little bit of honey. Gives it a little bit of sweetness, and it gives the pistachios that you're gonna garnish it with something to stick to, something to cling to. We all need something to cling to. All right, and then some more dried cranberries, just for kicks. Isn't this gorgeous? And then just some beautiful little sprigs of rosemary here and there. Oh my.
It's my apple cheddar and brie grilled cheese, right? It's like a fall charcuterie board in sandwich form. Starting with the bread, we got some cranberry walnut bread, right? Right from the loaf. Fresh, right from the bakery.
Artisanal bread.
Beautiful. The first thing I like to do before I start building my grilled cheese, right? It may seem sacrilege, but I like to spread butter, room temperature butter, on the outside. And how are we spreading this, kids?
Crust to crust.
Is a must, always, right? Just enough to coat it.
Why is that? Because
some people just drop the butter in the pan.
Oh, okay, I've
right?
done
And then
that.
you burn up the butter, you brown half the butter or whatever. And this way you get all the butter you need, full coverage, right? So you get that golden brown crust that we all love to. So I'm gonna get going with this one, starting with some very sharp cheddar cheese. Right? Love it. Now I'm holding it like this so I don't get the butter on the board. You see as I'm doing here? Next, you take 3 slices of Granny Smith apples.
And your bread, might I add, is thin sliced bread.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not
Beautiful.
regulation.
It's not regulation. Next, watch this. I'm just gonna kind of keep it like that. We got some of my favorite ingredient on the planet. Nice little kind of tang and heat you need with this. Some cherry pepper relish, right? So this is gonna go on this end. And we're gonna spread this ever so gingerly. Again, crust to crust. So every bite, you get a little, it packs that punch, right? Now, of course, this is not in a lot of grilled cheeses these days, but I'm putting it on mine since it is fall. The funkiest, the funnest melting cheese, a little brie, 2 slices of that. And there you got the ingredients for the interior, right? We got the flavor inside that bread with the cranberries. So you got sweetness, you got spice, you got butter, you got sharp cheddar, you got funky brie, you got spicy.
You know what else you got?
What else you got?
Qualified.
Oh! Look at this pan, right? And what temperature do we cook grilled cheeses at, right?
I'm doing medium high.
Medium low, actually.
Oh, yeah? Because you want to melt that inside.
This is actually, I can already tell this is a little hot, right? So I don't want it to, so what happens, right? You end up toasting the exterior of the bread too quickly, and the inside's still cold, and we really want all these flavors to melt. Brie is pretty hearty. I mean, it melts nice, but it needs a fair amount of heat. So this is going right on there. Gentle sizzle. And to help mimic that dome, like we do at the diner, we're just gonna do a nice little lid on this, right? And we're just gonna let it kind of very low, like medium low, almost touching low, okay? We're gonna flip it once, put the lid back on. How do we know it's done? The inside looks gooey. Looks ready to go. But another thing you can do to help expedite it, and I've done this in this pan, is that you could do it in 2 sections.
Yeah.
Right, so I just want to show you guys. It's not cheating, right? If you're doing 4 sandwiches, obviously do it this way. But if you're just doing 2 or 1, this way you can kind of get everything nice and toasty in the middle. So we can sit there.
Oh, look at that bread.
Beautiful. We'll let this, that's it right there, right? So every great sandwich needs a great sauce or dipping thing. Yeah, so we got some great stone ground Dijon mustard. Add a little honey to this and just a little mayonnaise. Quick pantry pull, right from the fridge, and you make a creamy honey Dijon, which also pairs so nice with this. And we could put this right in a little sidecar here so we could dip it in. Look at that.
I'll never forget, first time ever I had a grilled cheese with ketchup. It was in Denmark.
Oh, I like a grilled cheese with ketchup, yeah.
So good.
Wow.
I love a dip now.
Okay, I need a knife for this because we must.
So you can use other cheese like manchego, mozzarella, Gouda.
Manchego would be great, Gruyere too, anything kind of nutty and hearty, right? But what I like about using both the brie, it's got a totally different texture with the cheddar. Cheddar is it's a good melting cheese, but after a certain point, it kind of stops at that pullability, you know? So you get the flavor of the sharpness from the cheddar with the funkiness.
I'll tell you, you have a party and you've got leftover cheese from your cheese board. This is the perfect thing to make.
Beautiful. Oh man, this is gooey. This is gooey.
Look at the spillet.
Look at that.
Pass that over here.
All right, who wants some?
I want some.
All right, I'm gonna plate it nice for you. I'm gonna give you a little.
Gooey bites.
Okay, we won't deny you that.
Oh.
Look at that. So easy. All right, you guys want to try it too, huh?
Qualify my palate, Jeff.
See, I'm putting this brie bite right back on there. Oh, man.
I get so excited, don't I?
Yes.
I don't
so
get to make a
light.
lot of sandwiches here, so when I do, I like to really lay it on.
Jeff, it's so well balanced, having that kind of sweet tart apple on there, then the spicy relish kicks in, and the creamy,
I didn't make one for myself.
funky brie, and the sharp cheddar, and then you've got the really good mustard honey sauce.
I'll show you this little leek technique. Remember, when the leek grows, it's growing up like this, so the opportunity for sand and dirt and everything to fall down into those crevices is really happening. So what we want to do is I cut mine. Makes it a little bit easier to clean. And then I'll just give them a quick little chop, drop them into the water. I can swirl them around with my hand and just kind of wash them like that, or rinse them, I should say. Some people leave the rounds together, but what I find is that if the rounds don't get completely broken apart, you have a chance of getting yourself some sand and some dirt into it. So this is all gonna come together. Well, I'll just do it with my hand. This is all gonna come together for a fantastic stuffed potato skin. And actually, I gotta drop some of the potato skin, so let this settle down here for a second. Some baked potatoes, just left with about a 1/4 inch interior right there. Salted them before I roasted them. And we'll drop them in 350-degree oil. And yes, I want these to almost get like a hollowed out French fry, okay? Almost potato chip like, because we're gonna be throwing in some brie cheese, prosciutto, and some mushrooms and all that. Drop these in. Set this aside. Creminis, my favorite. I'm telling you, one of my favorite mushrooms. I can't say it's absolutely my favorite, but it definitely is one of the best. Really nice and meaty. Lots of really defined mushroom flavor, and we're gonna cook these down with these leeks. It'll work out perfect. Okay. Bring it right over. Drop these in, and you know what this needs here is just a little touch of thyme. I got some fresh thyme standing by. That's all gonna cook down together. Throw a little more heat on it, and all the thyme comes out together, and just the leaves of the thyme, okay? I know this seems a little bit more refined than you're thinking game day food. Now, the skins, like I said, you have leftover potatoes. What are you gonna do with them? Well, we're gonna put a little bit of mushroom mixture in there with the leeks, okay? So we'll crumble a little brie in there, and then what would be the next thought? Okay, yeah, prosciutto. There's gonna be some Italian cold cuts for sure, so look at this. There you go. Some nice prosciutto, thinly sliced. We'll just tear off a few pieces, lay it right up on top. That'll get nice and crusty, kind of like bacon. So I'll knock these out, fill them up, pop them in the oven, let them melt one more time. Whoa, coming over hot. Look at those bad boys, huh? That's potato skins like you've never seen before. Cook these potatoes, scooped them out, deep fried them, filled them with some cremini mushrooms and some leeks, then a little brie, of course. But look at this, mushrooms, brie, prosciutto. A little kiss of the leeks in there. Chives on top. Game day. Looks like wedding food, isn't it?
So we're gonna start with a little chutney. In here, I have a cup of dried cranberries. You could use other dried fruit, but I like cranberries or dried cherries the most. And I've just cooked down a cup of cherries with a cup of white wine. I'm talking whatever's left over from the night before, door of the fridge type of white wine. Okay. Cook it all the way down, and that plumps the dried fruit. You know, it hydrates them, right? They've had their margarita too. So to that, I've just peeled and diced one pear, and I'm gonna just add that in.
You've been talking about these pears. You're bringing them in. You love the pears.
You know, I'm not gonna make eye contact with an apple this season.
Wow.
Okay? I'm all about the pear
Bold.
love. Just cooking that pear a little bit to soften it. Now to that, I know you don't add butter to chutney, so I don't know why you would, but I'm gonna add a tablespoon of butter.
Cause thighs, that's why.
Because we need it. A little cayenne, just half a teaspoon, just a little touch. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You need a little bit of that. And you know me, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So we're just cooking that down. You can kind of just let this hang out. I have a batch here that I cooked a little bit longer. You could kind of make it more raw and fresh or more cooked depending on what you want. Now, to that, I'm gonna add some fresh parsley and a tablespoon of diced pickles and a tablespoon of diced pickle juice. And that's because we're gonna put this on a giant wheel of brie. This is a 1 kilo wheel of brie, and it's 8 inches in diameter. Do you know what I'm saying, people?
That's right. We mean business.
Yeah, we're not, this is a Friendsgiving. If you're really with your friends, right? Friends don't let friends eat tiny wheels
I
of
think that
cheese.
this format is that.
Oh, she cutting the rind off. Do it. Alex, I was wondering.
I like the big format brie. I think it's better.
Do you guys always cut your rind off of the brie or no?
If I'm baking it, you got to have that
A little
point
bit
of entry.
Sometimes I'll just do like a hash in the
Yeah.
center and peel back when you're done. That's kind of sexy too. You know what I mean? Look at that.
Yeah, you want to open this up. So, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, you know, like a queso dip, you know, something really kind of big format. I'm going to put this in here,
the
tiniest
memo.
pinch of salt.
Oh.
And I'm going to just toast the almonds at the same time, right? Why not get it all done at the same time? This is going to go in the oven at 400 degrees. I like the idea of toasting the nuts and having a built-in timer. I have burned more trays of nuts, but this is just almonds with the skin on for a little bit of that taste. This is gonna go in the oven at 350 degrees, about 12 minutes, and then here we go. Of course, I just happen to have one casually bubbling away. And I mean, can we get a little aromatherapy going?
Oh, girl.
Bro!
Look at it.
It's got bubbles in there.
Wow.
I am absolutely for anything and
Take a
cast
little
iron
nose
to
bath.
stay like that stays warm for more than 5 minutes.
But
Yep.
look at the top. I mean, it almost looks like a pizza.
I like this side.
Put out some bread, put out some crackers. You could just put out crudité with this.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, it's a little hot. Be careful.
Don't burn the top of your mouth, Sonny.
Come on, go
I know,
in
it's
there,
kind
go
of
in
like a
there.
pizza. You're supposed to, right? Like,
And using a plate.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh, the cheese.
So the first thing I always do with a cheese platter is put down some green leaves. These are fig leaves from my garden, but if you don't have a fig tree in your garden, you can use hydrangea leaves, you can go to the florist and get galax leaves, whatever you have that's sort of big, green, and flat. Okay, the next thing I always do is I always put a big bunch of grapes right in the middle. It can be a couple of bunches of grapes, actually. The first time I did a cheese platter was like 40 years ago, and my friend Anna Pump was with me. And I don't know what it looked like, but it probably looked like a dog's breakfast. And she came over to me and she said, okay, now take everything off the platter. I was like, okay. And then she said, okay, now put the grapes in the middle, the cheese around the outside, and big blocks of crackers and apricots. And then she said, and stop. Those are two really good lessons, is to do it really simply and beautifully, and then stop. Okay, so we've got a big bunch of grapes in the middle, and then I'm gonna put the cheeses on the outside, as Anna taught me. So I have different kinds of cheeses. I like soft ripening cheeses like Brie, like this is one. I have a blue cheese. This is English Stilton, which I adore. And you want the rinds in and the cheese facing out. And this is incredible. This is pecorino with truffles. So it's an Italian cheese. It's just so flavorful. And the last one is a goat cheese. So now I've got all different shapes and flavors. I've got creamy things, I've got crumbly things, I've got hard, sharp things. And the goat cheese, which is called fleur verte, is a very creamy goat cheese with herbs on the outside. So just put that right there. So now I've got extra space on the platter to put other things. And I love things that like go with cheese. So fresh strawberries are great. So I'm just gonna put a big bunch of fresh strawberries on. And just kind of paint it, you know, just keep it really casual. So when I do a cheese platter, I always do it as a second course. So there's a main course, the cheese course, and dessert. And you want to do it not when you're making filet of beef for dinner and like chocolate mousse for dessert, because people will go home holding their bellies going, oh, I'm never eating again. You don't want that. So I always do it when I have something light like fish or a stew, like a fish stew. And then I serve something like granita for dessert, because this is a pretty rich course. So that's strawberries. Then I'm going to do maybe some apricots in the middle. So big blocks of color. You don't want it to look like that original one that I did, which looked like a dog's breakfast. And then I always like other things that taste good with it. So a little fig jam is wonderful. Like the blue cheese and the fig jam is great together. So I'm just going to, I mean, really, this is all store-bought. Just put a little bowl in with fresh fig jam, a little knife, and everybody can help themselves. Sometimes people serve cheese as a first course, like before dinner. I just think people fill up on cheese. You want it to be like a treat after dinner. I love this. I love fig jam and Stilton together. Okay, now crackers. So I have different shaped crackers and different colors of crackers. So I have light crackers like these sticks. They're really delicious, just like that. Just put them right on. And then I have dark crackers that are like little crisp things. So I'm just gonna put them around. I don't even need room, which is exactly when it looks the best, when it's all like full and sumptuous. If you're gonna make a cheese platter for a lot of people, don't get more kinds of cheese, just get bigger pieces. Or cheese platter for a smaller group, the same thing. Smaller pieces of cheese. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more thing. I like a little height on this brie, so what I'm gonna do is take a little piece of it and just put it right on top. So now it's got a little more height, kind of matches the other ones. And I've got one more thing. I've got a fig ball. This is dried figs. Let's see how this is gonna go on. And I'm gonna open the fig ball, and it's dried and wrapped in fig leaves. And just open the whole thing so people can help themselves. Maybe I'll cut it in half. That's a good idea. And you'll see all the figs inside. Oh, all these dried figs. That's really great. I mean, that doesn't look half bad, does it? Hang on a moment. Let me just show you that again. I mean, how easy was that? It's 5 minutes, it looks really impressive, and there's no cooking at all. That's what I call fun.